Does your messaging feel a little off now that you've leveled up? You're not confused because you've outgrown your brand. You're confused because your brand hasn't caught up to you yet. Because no matter how much mindset work you do, how powerful your offer is, or how big your new vision feels, if your message is still speaking to your past self, you'll stay stuck in a past price point. Hi, I'm Reland. Women service based owners who are tired of being overlooked hire me as their brand extraordinary strategist. I've got the solution to turn hidden authority into a brand that books itself. This month, I've challenged myself to go live 5 days a week, no matter how unhinged. And today, we may actually get a little unhinged because my little one is home and there's a high chance he could just bop in here at any point in time. So, in today's video, I am breaking down what actually causes the messaging wobble after an up level and how to realign without losing your voice. So, here's what no one tells you about growth: it creates an identity gap. You're evolved, your offer has evolved, your audience might even be evolving, but your brand is still stuck in 2022. Most women I work with aren't unclear about what they do. They're unclear on how to say it now. Now that the price is higher, the clients are savvier, and the stakes feel bigger. And honestly, in the world that we live in and how it's changing, stakes are getting very high. So that discomfort, it's not a problem. It's a signal and we can decode it. You don't need a new personality, you need precision. When your brand is in sync with your current level of clarity, confidence, and value, everything starts to click. Your tone sharpens, your ideal client sees you clearly, your sales process gets smoother. Heaven knows we all want that to be smoother. And but when your brand lags behind your evolution, even the best offers feel hard to sell. And even though we know it can fix it for everybody, for some reason, people just aren't biting. And that's the thing that we have to start to hone into. And that's where we have a messaging problem. So let's break down these three sneaky reasons your message feels muddy after an up level. So, reason number one is you're speaking from the middle of the shift. Reason number two we'll cover is you're trying to serve two energetic levels at once. And reason number three is you haven't audited what needs to stay or what needs to go. Let's get you back in alignment so your brand can carry the weight of where you're headed. Ready to clear the confusion and claim the clarity that matches your next level? Let's dive in. So, reason number one, you're speaking from the middle of the shift and you're evolving as you should be evolving as your business is growing, but you're trying to explain it from the in between. And that in between is starting to create a lot of confusion. And when you confuse, you lose. Messaging from the middle always feels wobbly because your language hasn't anchored yet. So it's finding that anchor of what your brand is to be. You know, today I just did a brainstorm. It is the strategy session that is step 2 in my brand extraordinary method. And I was doing one today, and what seemed like a messy middle for the person that I was delivering it to when we had done her interview was the number one thing that I anchored onto that all of her message needs to center around. And when she saw that, she goes, "I was just an idea for me." I was like, "No, this is it. Like, this is the idea. This is what you go after. This is what you'll be known for." And to be able to anchor into that messaging was A, the permission that she needed, but also B, the thing that is going to be what gets her more clients on a more repetitive message because she has anchored messaging now. And so when we're coming up with new ideas, when we're up leveling to the next level, we tend to keep trying to hold on to what used to be and instead don't look at where we need to be and where we should anchor on in a solidified manner. So it's kind of like packing for two climates. If you've ever gone on vacation and imagine you have one stop is Iceland and then the next stop is Greece. Packing for two climates means we're going to end up with this huge suitcase full of stuff, and majority of it is things we just don't need. So ask yourself that if your dream client saw what your messaging looks like today, would it feel grounded, clear, and powerful? If you cannot say yes to any one of those three things, grounded, clear, or powerful, If not, you're likely writing from transition and not transformation. And our goal is to get our messaging in a place from transformation. Cool, cool. Then reason number 2, you're trying to serve 2 energetic levels at once. And that's a big problem because you're scared to let go of old clients while trying to court new premium ones. The old clients who are supposed to come up with you will come up with you. If they're not supposed to come with you, it's their season doesn't match your season, let it go. Like find your inner Elsa and let it go. Because you're trying to speak to everyone, and when you do that, it waters down your potency of your message. And your older clients may still be level 1 or 2 clients, but you need to speak to level 10, and they will see themselves through that. Don't you worry about it. They will fully see themselves through that and allow you the ability to work with them at a future date and time. But you cannot speak to everyone, because when you are something to everyone, you're nothing to no one. And I'm pretty sure I just butchered that, but you know what? It's been a Monday. So a luxury car doesn't try to please a minivan shopper. You're not going to step onto a Lexus dealership or a Mercedes dealership or insert your favorite luxury brand here, a Bentley dealership, and ask for a minivan. Like that's not going to happen. So, and they're not going to cater to that. They will up level you and say, you need this G Wagon or you need this RX, but they are not going to be like, yeah, here's this minivan from Ford. Like, it's not real. So, I want you to take a beat and write your next post or pitch or sales page only to the client who already sees the value. And what you'll notice is a shift in your confidence and a shift in how you're going to start talking about messaging. Recently I was working on my own stuff. I'm constantly working on my own stuff. And when I was working within that messaging, I had hopped into a friend's training on LinkedIn, and she had said one thing that just like hit me in the gut. She had said, of these 3 things that are typically the issue that I see with folks on LinkedIn is I was having an issue with not speaking clearly to the one problem that I solve. And I realized I was doing the same thing. And I was like, oh, shoot, I feel seen. So that night, I actually wrote down what that one problem was that I'm constantly solving for. And I'm constantly solving for the fact that folks don't have clear messaging and they don't have clear offers that relate to that messaging in order to be able to make the money that they want to make. And that is my number one role in branding, is clarifying the messaging and the offer so you can make dream dollars. And sometimes even coaches have to get slapped in the face with the reality. Just going to throw that out there. So moving on to reason number 3, you haven't audited what needs to stay or what's got to go. So you're trying to elevate your offer, audience, and tone, but keeping the same visuals, the same copy or tone from 2 price points ago. And a clear brand doesn't mean burning it all down. I have rebranded within my brand multiple times. It means refining what's already working. And so as you start to refine your messaging and those things start to take place, your messaging will refine. And I tell this story often, but when I first started out, I would say that my website would be laughable. I for sure looked like I DIY'd it. It was awful. And it has evolved, but many elements have not changed. It is still beachy themed. The colors have switched. I never should have used the color teal. I don't know why I did it. But the colors have switched to be more in alignment, honestly, with my season. So all my pictures look like I'm glowing. That was intentional. And I have added luxury elements to it that have refined what I do. When I started, I was a social media agency. I personally do not enjoy doing social media for folks. And I had a coach one time tell me, she was like, hey, that's actually not your strength in life. And I was like, what do you mean? That's not my strength in life. Like, that's what I have a whole business around. And what Star had told me was, Your strength in life is not that you are good at social media. It's the fact that you can mirror back what makes people excellent and you can help them make money from that. Took me a beat, but I realized that what she told me was, I'm very good at branding. And so, what I did in that moment when I audited what needed to stay and what needed to go was I completely switched the way that I talked about what I offered and I started offering branding first. And I went from having $2,500 months to consistent 15K months, all because my messaging was tweaked in a way that really, truly was reflective of the work that I was doing, and people were willing to pay me a premium for it. So, a clear brand doesn't mean burning it all down. It just means refining what is working because you're not starting over. Heaven forbid you are not starting over. Please do not do that. You are editing for elegance. So, take a minute, read wherever most of your messaging is, whether that is on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, your website. And I want you to do a 3-column audit. So, on a piece of paper, write 3 columns. What still resonates with you? What's still real? What feels misaligned, and what needs to evolve to reflect your current clarity. Go through and make sure that those pieces are all checked out. And then whatever feels misaligned or whatever needs to evolve, those are the things that you're going to start editing first. So these are getting real quick. If you're just now joining me, you can catch the replay on YouTube. If you're on TikTok, if you're on YouTube, well, hey, glad you came back to watch it again. But if this helps you breathe just a little easier about your brand wobble, good. You're not broken. You're just evolving, and your message deserves to evolve with you. Book your $150 BrandMuda brand breakthrough, and let's audit where your brand is helping, hurting, or holding you back from your next level growth. I'll show you what to keep, what to elevate, and what needs a glow up so you can message your up level with power, presence, and premium energy. And if you're here to build a brand that leads and lasts, hit subscribe, hit the follow button, because you're not just selling, you're setting the standard. Be sure to catch tomorrow's live where I'm going to go over how to speak to premium buyers without sounding like a bro marketer. My favorite topic, because quite frankly, I can't take it anymore. All right, y'all. I will see you soon. And you can find this video on YouTube here shortly. Bye, y'all.